Hello and welcome back to my video presentations. This time we are going to talk about interrupts in operating system. In this video, we will understand what is an interrupt, why interrupts are important, and the difference between hardware and software interrupts. So let's start with the basics to understand an interrupt. It's as simple as someone tapped your shoulder in the middle of your work, which is interruption for you. Likewise, an interrupt is a tap on the shoulder for CPU. It's a signal saying, hey, something needs your attention right now. This signal can come from hardware or software and helps the CPU manage multiple tasks efficiently. Here are different devices which can generate interrupts via controllers. Interrupts are used by device drivers software to communicate with the operating system. Why interrupts are important? It is either the hardware or the software that's interrupting, indicating the CPU that there's something wrong and it needs your attention. When the interrupt happens, the CPU pauses what it's doing, saves its current state, and runs a special program called an interrupt service routine, generally called ISR, to deal with the interrupt. Once the ISR is finished, the CPU goes back to what it was doing. This process allows the system to handle many tasks at once without getting confused. Okay, so we know that interrupts are from either hardware or software. Let's look at the difference between them. Hardware versus software interrupts. There are two main interrupts, hardware interrupts and software interrupts, which we are going to talk more about in the next part of the video. Hardware interrupts, these come from devices like your keyboard, mouse, or printer. For example, pressing a key on your keyboard sends a hardware interrupt to the CPU. Software interrupts, these are generated by programs or the operating system. For instance, when a program needs to ask operating system to perform a task, it might generate a software interrupt. Can you think of an example of a hardware interrupt you encounter every day? Please comment below. Alright, that's it for part 1. Now you know what's an interrupt, why it's crucial, and the difference between hardware and software interrupts. Stay tuned for part 2.